everyone, Raymond Mhor here, the Kilted Preppers. How's everybody doing this evening? Tonight's show is something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is dehydrators. I love dehydrating, and certain people love canning and everything, but I really do enjoy dehydrating food. It's a great way to save money. It'll help you a lot in the long run, and there's just so many things that you can do. Specifically, a lot of people do it for beef jerky because beef jerky is so expensive, and it's a great way to make your own beef jerky. There's tons of recipes out there that you can use. And then also, one of the things that really helps us save money is by dehydrating leftovers. And so a lot of times, you put something in the leftover and you'll stick it in the refrigerator and oh, I'm going to eat that later. You never do, and it turns into a science experiment. And this is where dehydrators are great. We had a rather large meal for Sunday night. My mom came over, so we had a big meal and everything. And so there were a lot of leftovers. And so what I did is I put them in the dehydrator so that we can use the food later on. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that was left over. And I'll show you a little bit later what I'm talking about. But tonight I have 3 different things here that can be used for dehydrators. And so what I do is thought I'd share them with you, give you the pros and cons, and also the prices and stuff. But hopefully you guys have at least one of these products or can get one of these products. So let me flip the camera here. My first dehydrator, and you got to excuse me if it's going to be shaky or something, but the first dehydrator that I have is this round one with multiple layers. Now you've seen these before, or you've seen them probably at Walmart or late night on QVC or something. This is the basically a layered dehydrator, and these are good when you're starting out. The price for these are about $30 to $50 depending on what you get and stuff, but they have a bunch of layers to them. Excuse me. And you can put your food on them and stuff, but primarily these are really good for beef jerky. And the reason is because it uses a heating coil. There's no fan or anything like that, and the heating coil is set to about 165 to 170 degrees. This is perfect for dehydrating and making your own jerky. They have multiple trays, and the great thing is that these trays are dishwasher safe. I wouldn't put them on the bottom level, but you can run them through the dishwasher. As you see, I've been using this. I need to run it through the dishwasher. And so you can also get trays that have you can put liquids in this one or soups or something, and it'll still dehydrate. But if you're looking to get started, this is a great dehydrator to get started with. Again, this runs about $30 to $50, and a lot of times you can find these at Goodwill or find them at garage sales and so forth. Great product that you can get, but again, the negative is it's a set temperature of about 165, 170, and what that will do, if you're doing vegetables and stuff, it's great to get started. But dehydrating at such a high temperature with your vegetables and your fruits and stuff, you're going to lose some nutritional value because it is a higher temperature. So, but this is a great starter. And now the negative is these will burn out in about a year or two if you use them a lot, especially if you use them all the time. They'll burn out maybe in about a year. So I learned on these, and I was constantly burning them out because I was dehydrating like crazy. But what I then did is I upgraded, and this is called an Excalibur. This is an Excalibur food dehydrator, and this is probably the cream of the crop dehydrators. Now this is the economic version, and the economic version just has a dial and temp settings. So you're able to, see if I can get in here, you're able to do at different temperatures and everything, and it's got a guide here for what to do at what temperature and so forth. But where this one is strictly heat, this is actually a forced air dehydrator, and that's what you're looking for, is a forced air dehydrator, because it's going to actually properly dehydrate the food versus where this one will kind of cook your food. Now, again, this has got a higher, you can do a higher temperature for like jerky and everything right here. So, but you can do lower temperatures for your veggies and fruits, because you want to do that to maintain, you know, your vitamins and nutrients and stuff. And so just this past week, this past Sunday, we had a large dinner, and so what I did is all the leftovers got thrown into the dehydrator. We had corn on the cob, so I cut it off the cob and dehydrated it. More corn on the cob. We had asparagus. Now this is dehydrated asparagus. These folks are really good. I seasoned them up and everything, but this is dehydrated asparagus. And let's see what else I got. Here's more corn. It was corn on the cob. And then also we had pork chops. And so I cut up the pork chops, and you see these are rather hard, rather dry. And so this is nice and dehydrated out. And then what else do I have? Nothing else. But this is a 9-tray dehydrator, and it's a forced air dehydrator. This costs actually $149 on Amazon. This is probably the best dehydrator you can get. There's other dehydrators out there that you can get, but in a lot of the reviews, they burn out or have problems and everything. The Excalibur does make a higher grade. This is the economy version. But the other one has digital, where it's timers and everything. I don't really want that. I want it just very simple. And so basically use the dial, do the temp that I want to do, and boom. And most things dehydrate overnight. So usually when I put things in the dehydrator about 3, 4 in the afternoon, let them run overnight, and then, you know, they're nice and dehydrated and ready to go. Now, because these are leftovers, what I do is then get a jar, a mason jar, and I've got a desiccant cartridge, you know, or a silica cartridge. This is food grade. And then I also have an oxygen absorber in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these veggies in this jar, and then after a while, fill the jar up with all these different leftover veggies and meats and everything like that. Add, you know, several tablespoons of chicken stock or something, other spices and everything. And then basically what you have is soup in a jar. And all you need to do then is dump the contents of this into water, you know, season to taste if the chicken stock is not enough or something, or the beef stock is not enough. And then, boom, you've got soup. But this is a great way to save all your leftovers and start having some soups and stews and other things, so that you're not throwing away or putting in the refrigerator a lot of food that you're not going to eat or not going to make, or they're going to turn into a stinking science experiment. But that's a lot of things I do. And so I've got jars down in our food pantry already going and everything. So this is a new jar that I brought up just for this one. But this is the jar, and I'll keep this up here with my food dehydrator, constantly keep putting in veggies and everything in it, and eventually when it's full, it's ready for soup. Now the great thing is with the oxygen absorbers, this is going to suck all the air out of this jar. And then with the silica pack, I don't know if you can see the silica pack, this is what's going to keep everything dry. So I always put a silica pack, and I always put an oxygen absorber in my mason jars so that things stay dry and things stay, you know, oxygen free. Oxygen and moisture and light are the things that will destroy food. So this is a great way to store your dehydrated foods and to start creating, you know, different jars of different soups or different spices and so forth. Now the third item, and this is probably something that maybe a lot of you have, is an Instapot. Now, I do know that they make trays for the Instapot to go into the Instapot. So it'll go in there, and you can put stuff in there and everything. Now, what I did is I went shopping the other day at our local gourmet store, or fancy schmancy grocery store, and found black garlic. Black garlic is very expensive. This jar right here cost about, $13 of black garlic. Now, what I did is like, man, that's awful expensive. How can I make my own black garlic? Well, I made it in the Instapot. And this is my black garlic that I made. And what you do is you put it all in your Instapot, set it to warm, and then you let it run 2 or 3 weeks. Now, the great thing about the Instapot is that it has a timer. And so you're able to dry things out or dehydrate things and everything, put them on a timer, and for an extra long period, because these took about 2 weeks or so to dehydrate. And my finished product was these. And these are my black garlic. Now, these are soft because they've been reconstituted with spring water, where these are very hard. And the great thing about these is that you can put these, crush them up in your mortar and pestle or your food processor or your spice grinder and everything, and make a great powder. I did this the other day with the pork chops that we made. That's the pork chops that I got in here too. And sprinkled that as part of my rub. Really, really good. It's got a very sweet flavor, but a garlicky flavor. And these will stay and last for quite a long time. And then when you're wanting, if you're wanting to have soft ones are great on garlic bread. So you take one of these cloves out, there's nice and smushy, smear it all over your garlic bread, and it is super, super tasty. Again, it's on the sweet side, but you're also getting this garlicky flavor and so forth. So I dehydrated my own garlic in my Instapot. And now if you guys have an Instapot, you can go out and you can find on Amazon the little 3 shelves that go in here. But there's a lot of recipes out there of things that you can dehydrate in your Instapot. The other thing too is both your Excalibur and the Instapot, you can also do yogurt and make yogurt. So if you're into fermentation like I am, so you can make yogurt and such in these too, because they have controlled heat systems and timers and stuff like that. So you're able to do that. This you're also able to raise bread in. So if you're making bread and you want your bread to rise, you can stick it in here at a controlled temperature and let your bread rise. So these are multi-purpose tools that you can use. Very good value. This is again $249. Your Instapot, I want to say, is about $100, $150, depending on what. I know Walmart has these. These are great products. We use our Instapot all the freaking time. So, but this was the garlic that I made. Super, super great. Very tasty, very well. And so I'm looking forward to other things that I can maybe dehydrate and make in my Instapot. I'm assuming I can probably do peppers, other garlics or onions, or so forth in this. Shallots would be really good. So basically, dehydrating that way and creating some really delicious food that you can preserve. Now these are dry, and I'm going to again put a silica pack and a oxygen absorber in these. Once I peel all these, they'll go in a big mason jar. But I just wanted to show you these just so that you know what they look like. But it'll go in again with the oxygen absorber and a silica pack so that they stay nice and dry, stay nice and preserved. And these will last quite a long time. And they're just punched full of flavor. So tonight what I've been talking about is dehydrating food. Now the wonderful thing about dehydrating food is that you're concentrating the flavors. And so anything that you make, it is super, super concentrated. It kind of explodes in your mouth. A super great tip, you love to make beef jerky and everything. Tomato chips. You take tomatoes, cut them up, you slice them up, throw them on these racks here, sprinkle it with some seasoning salt or whatever herbs and spices you want to have, and they make tomato chips. And these things rock. The tomato dehydrated is just such an explosive flavor in your mouth. Other things that you can dehydrate as snacks, you can do pineapple, you can do apples, peaches, those things if you got kids and stuff, great things. You can make fruit leather or fruit roll-up, you've seen that out there. Make it in here as well. You can also make like zucchini chips or yellow squash chips or anything like that. And so you can make a lot of snacks that are really good and healthy for you, that are just bursting with flavor and nutritionally great for you too. So instead of getting all the Lay's potato chips and Pringles and all that other stuff, it's easy to make this. Go out to the store when you see Roma tomatoes or something on sale, get a bunch, slice them up, spice them up, throw them in the dehydrator, and the next day you've got tomato chips. Now you can get a big jar or put them in a Ziploc bag. I know they don't last long around here, so I just give up on maybe doing a long-term storage with tomato chips, but they just get eaten up so fast. But they are super, super good. And so there's a lot of things that you can do to really improve your family's health, improve your family's nutrition and everything. And dehydrating is a great way to go. So again, tonight's dehydrators were what I call the Ronco dehydrator, the Excalibur. Now the Ronco dehydrator is $30 to $50. The Excalibur dehydrator, I want to say, is about $249 on Amazon, and that's the best price that you're going to get. And then the third is the Instapot, and I want to say Instapots are running about $100, $150. So great products that you can do to start really preserving food, and saving dollars. Food. Folks, I mean, some of the stuff that we do is, you know, we do snacks all the time. This is stuff that you just don't have to go out and buy anymore. Snacks are ridiculously expensive. Oh my goodness. A bag of chips. A little small bag of chips was $3.50. I could not believe it. So why not make your family some tomato chips or zucchini chips or fruit roll-up or, you know, dehydrated apples, dehydrated pears or peaches or bananas. Bananas are really good. And so there's a lot of things that you can do for snackies and good nutritional food utilizing dehydrators. So I'm a super big fan. If you have any questions or anything like that about dehydrators or anything, contact me and I'll be glad to help you answer any questions, give me any advice that I can give you. This is the way to go, folks. Stop throwing food away. Start preserving it. Start creating mason jars so that you can start making soups in jar and so forth. It is the way to go, and it will save you a lot of money in the long run. I mean, heck, we just saw that the Feds are going to be raising the interest rates again. And so it was sitting at 2.25. They're looking at 2.50. And so this is going to continue to hurt people's pocketbooks. And so food is going to get even more expensive. So stretch your food, stretch your dollars, and look at investing into some of these products to help you stretch your food and create more nutritional snacks and foods so you're not throwing all this food away. Stop building science experiments in your refrigerator. Start dehydrating. So that's everything for tonight. Thank you so much. I'm Raymond Mhor. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And Kilt on.